my own traumas have taken me into a place of healing and confidence and power and purpose, in a sense that I get to help other women heal, step into their light, step into their power, step into their purpose, and do all of the things that I've dove so deeply into.
Welcome to the Badass Manifester podcast, keeping you inspired with high vibe content, bringing you the best manifestation and mindset tools, teachings, interviews, and answering questions to help empower you to get out of your own way and take massive action to make magic your everyday normal. I'm your host, Ashley Gordon, spiritual life and manifestation coach, helping women and spiritual entrepreneurs manifest more impact, influence, and income. It is my purpose and pleasure to help you wake up to the badass creator that you are. Let's do this. What's up, everyone? How you doing today? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I woke up and I was like, is it Sunday? No, it's Monday. It's definitely Monday. Welcome on into our day 6 of Shaken To Awaken. And as you hop on, let me know how you're feeling on this Monday. It might be different for us, right? Like we've had a whole week in quarantine, and so now we're going into week 2 of quarantine. And I want to know how you guys are feeling. Have you watched the entire Shaken To Awaken series? How has it impacted you? How has it helped support you? Definitely let me know in the comments. I have an incredible guest today that I'm so excited to share with you. Can't wait for you guys to listen to her amazing topic and feel her amazing energy. So before we dive in, I just want to, hey sis. I just want to recap all the incredible speakers that we've had so far. I mean, really, truly amazing people. We started off with obviously me. Hi. Just kidding. And we talked about how to really dive into love over fear and the awareness between when you're operating out of fear versus love, and how to take your power back. And then in day 2, you had Alyssa. She talked all about slowing down your breath and tuning into the power of your breath to respond instead of react, which is so powerful. Day 3, we had Shaima. Such awesome feedback on hers, rubbing on self-love sanitizer. She led us through an amazing meditation. It was incredible. And then we had day 4, yes, with Marie, who talked all about healing your relationship with food in times of anxiety and uncertainty. Day 5 with Caitlin. Yesterday, it was all about virtual dating and how now is a great time to be dating and getting to know people in a virtual way. Such a cool topic. And then today, we have Coach Kael, coming in to talk about goddess soul activation, which I can't wait for her to share. And if you're wondering, like, how do I know all these amazing leaders? How am I in touch with these incredible people? And all of these women are in Manifest Max Impact Mastermind. So I was like, damn, these girls have so much knowledge in a vast, like, spectrum of all these different topics. I was like, you guys have to come on and share your wisdom with all of us. So today we have Kael. I'm going to bring her on the screen, and she is here to enlighten you in a way that you maybe have never been enlightened before. She works with boss bitches, and she helps them rise up by activating their goddess soul within, by healing all past trauma and stepping into their purpose and power with confidence. So she's so knowledgeable about online business, but she's also so knowledgeable about how to step into your purpose on a deep soul level. But there's a lot of work that needs to be done before you can actually do that. So I'm going to bring her on. Kael, I'm so happy you're here.
I'm so happy to be here, Ashley. Thank you so much for having me. And I think this is a wonderful way for all of us to give back our love and light to your community and just expand everyone's awareness during this really different time that we're dealing with, right?
Yes, totally. So can you just share a little bit about who you are and how and what it means to, what is a goddess? Like, some people might not even know what that means.
Okay.
Sadly.
Well, I actually didn't know what being a goddess meant for a long period of my life. I actually was such a tomboy when I was a kid that, like, I wanted to honestly be a boy. And so I was like in all the boys things, into cars, into sports, and all of this stuff. And I felt like part of who I am was totally being dimmed because I was so focused on like being this tomboy and this tough chick. And growing up, I had a couple of very significant events happen in my life that caused severe trauma that I suppressed for a very long time. I didn't talk about it. And it challenged my own personal growth and my growth as a woman, especially my growth as a woman, which made me, in a sense, want to further deny that aspect of the duality of my energy. And we all have that duality, the divine masculine, divine feminine, but I always just erred towards being more attached and connected with my divine masculine because that's what felt the safest to me. But when I started creating healing, I started to gain more confidence. I started to feel more empowered. I started to see things more clearly because I was literally activating my goddess soul. I was connecting into that divine feminine energy that was always there, but she was like always really like fighting to get out of me. Like literally, like it was the struggle, the internal struggle of me denying that part of myself. Always erring to be more connected to my masculine side, not focusing on the healing, acting like I'm tough and everything's okay. But really deep down inside, I was getting in my own way because all of those past traumas were subconsciously programmed in. And that was the operating system that I would operate through, was through a place of pain, hurt, fear, sadness, brokenness, like not feeling worthy, not being confident. And so every step forward that I tried to take, it was like I would be pulled right back to that place because I hadn't addressed the healing yet. And over the last several years, I would say I'm 29 and since 19, so the last 10 years, I really tried to create more healing and cultivate more of an abundance mindset. But I had to go back to my past self in order to do that. And as I've walked through my own healing, I've noticed how passionate I am about helping other women do the same because we all have very similar stories, whether we realize it or not. And we all have different parts of our story that helps connect us to the next person and be empathetic to that person's story and the phase of life that they're currently in. And so I think it's a beautiful evolution of how my own traumas have taken me into a place of healing and confidence and power and purpose, in a sense that I get to help other women heal, step into their light, step into their power, step into their purpose, and do all of the things that I've dove so deeply into.
Wow, you couldn't have said that more beautifully. That was so amazingly put and like really resonated with my heart. And I know everyone that's listening right now, we have a lot of viewers. Marie said, "Oh my God, I'm loving this, Kael. We deny the feminine, but it's been there all along." Woo, baby.
Yeah.
And like it's your journey is so full circle.
Yeah.
And that's how you know, like, that's how you know you're on the right path as a coach and a healer. I truly believe that because it becomes this full circle moment and you're serving past versions of yourself.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to add to what you said about healing because, well, you know, Kael she's certified in hypnotherapy and neuro-linguistic programming. And so when she says healing, she's doing a lot of deep release work on herself. And that's what she helps her clients with. But sometimes I feel like I know for myself, like I didn't always know what healing meant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, I'm not sick. I don't need to heal, you know, but it wasn't until the last few years of doing the inner work that I'm like, oh, okay, like healing past trauma, like things that I didn't even think were significant from when I was little that were. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And that's like, I feel like parts of your life that you haven't fully healed from, or you tell yourself, I'm okay, that's fine, it's okay, and you kind of just sweep it to the side. If there isn't massive healing that is created there, that same situation will replicate itself in other relationships or circumstances that you're manifesting into your life. And we actually had this conversation not too long ago about my dad, right? Like, my dad's in my life. My dad's always been in my life. We've had a very strange relationship my whole life. And in 2016, he was diagnosed with cancer. And I made the decision at that point that, you know, I'm going to forgive him for all of the shit, right? And I'm going to make an effort in our relationship to mend that relationship because it was important to me. It is important to me. And making that decision for myself was a huge step forward in healing our relationship. But even to this day, he still literally cannot say I love you. And I still love and accept him for who he is. And for whatever reason, he can't say it. But I know that deep down it does still hurt a little bit, right? But it's like me taking the action step, knowing that I might not get the full result that I want or expect from the other person, but I'm doing my job on my end to heal myself in our relationship. And that has mended our relationship completely to the point of now he has to start his end, right? And who knows if he ever will, but I feel we've gotten to the place where it's like taking the action steps for yourself and getting to the place in yourself that makes you feel the most content. You cannot force anyone to say, I'm sorry, say, I love you, be there
Or
for
change.
you. Yeah, or change. And so that is one of the biggest pieces of healing, is becoming more self-aware of the parts of your life that really do need more focus, attention, and nurturing.
Wow.
And that's what I help assist my clients through. Sometimes it's very painful, right, to have to readdress those things. Sometimes you don't want to. You just want to tell yourself, I'm fine, this is okay. But the thing is, like, I had really toxic, shitty relationships up until 2016. 2017, I had the most loving relationship that I'd ever had up until that point in my life. And every relationship that I've had after that, and I'm talking about romantic relationships here, like partner, every relationship that I've had after that has not been toxic. And I wholeheartedly believe that it's because I made the decision to heal that relationship and my energy in the relationship, and to forgive, although I may never hear the I'm sorry, to still say I love you, although I may never hear it back. And so that's like a great example, I think, for the need for healing, because it does manifest itself in other areas of your life.
Wow. Wow. You like just yes to all of it. And I love how, the examples that you use are so powerful to just make that point. And what I'm really taking away from everything you just said is that we have to take responsibility for our reality, and we have to take responsibility for our own healing. And if we don't like what's showing up in our reality, it's because there's something that needs to be healed from our past. And there's parts of ourselves that need to be healed. And so that's what I'm getting from it. So thank you.
We're always a mirror, right? If there's something coming into our perspective, it's forcing us to look inward and figure out where in our own experience, our own life, needs more focus, attention, healing, love, respect, nurturing, all of those good things to pull us away from manifesting these things again and again.
Right. Or protecting us in some way. And
Yeah.
I just want to say, if you guys are loving this conversation, let us know what's resonating right now, because there's a lot of gold being dropped here, a lot of nuggets, and you're getting some love on here. So definitely give us some hearts, give Kael some love, and let us know what you're hearing from this conversation. It's so powerful. So I know you have more to share, but I'm curious, like the perspective of activating the goddess, and in relation to what's going on in the world right now, how does it connect?
Well, so I feel a lot of us feel that we are being held back in this moment, right? We're put on pause or at a standstill. I feel like all of us might feel that way in some way, shape, or form, whether it's travel plans being put on pause, whether it's being, making strides in your online business, or whatever it is, the impact in your community. But this is also a perfect moment to go inward and again realize, like, I feel in moments like this of uncertainty, when you're pulled out of that regular pattern, that's when the things that are working, like the soot, settles to the bottom, and the shit that's not working really floats up to the top. And now you're forced to pinpoint all the little things that aren't really working for you. And you're also forced to realize how much shit we've taken for granted and how much we really appreciate all of this other stuff that we've kind of been overlooking this whole time. And so it's now making it very apparent to us what's working, what's not, what needs more attention and focus, where can we trim the fat, what do we need to put more time into. And because we have this beautiful moment of pausing, it's not putting pause in your goals. It's actually an opportunity, right, that we have to take advantage of and pour more deeply into the things that we otherwise wouldn't really have the time to do so. And I was feeling some limiting beliefs, right, come up recently about like, well, this is the perfect time, but is it the perfect time? Because there's all these things. And I'm like, no, this is divinely timed, where the world is like totally shifting.
Yes.
Into different perspectives, deeper healing, deeper understanding, and how can we help ourselves? And so if there's something within like this message that you feel called to or drawn to, this message right now is coming to you in divine timing, because everything that's put in front of you, you've manifested into your life.
Yes, 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 yes. And I want to just circle back to that for a second because, you know, a lot of us on here either have an online business or want to have an online business or have some sort of business in general. And, you know, in the mastermind, we've been talking about, you know, the state of the world right now. And is now a good time to launch your course? Is now a good time to launch your freebie? Is now a good time to launch X, Y, and Z, whatever it is that you're thinking about launching? And you're 100% right. Like, no, now is the perfect time. It's like, yeah. If you were planning to launch at this time, it's by no mistake.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I actually, I have a client, we had a meeting on Thursday and she lives up in Oregon and she's launching a brand new business from scratch, like right now. And she called me this morning and was like, is this a mistake? And I was like, what are you talking about? And she's like, well, just the timing of all of this. And I was like, no, you feel called to do this right now for a reason. Mm-hmm. Don't focus on any other limiting belief or any other scarcity mindset that you have. Like, you feel the pull and the call to do this for a reason. Yes, we all have those fears that creep in, but when you reconnect into that purpose, that's what empowers you to go forward. When you know that there's something in you telling you to move in this direction, it's on purpose.
Yeah.
And you can't deny that.
It is. It's so true. I love it. Okay. So share more about how our listeners can activate more of their goddess soul within themselves.
Spending more time with yourself, I think, is like the most powerful way to really get to know who you are deeply. But it's really important to understand what's important to you, right? I feel there's certain things that we might feel is important in our life, but is it really important for us, or is it important to the people that we're surrounded by? Are these values that we've adopted because we want to impress somebody, or we want to feel more validated or feel more important? But really, when we get to spend time alone and really reassess everything that's working, everything that's in alignment, and things that are not in alignment, we get to understand what is more motivating for us. What is our driving force? And usually those things that set us on fire encompass our core values. And those core values are what draw us towards or away from feeling in alignment within ourselves. And when you now understand what makes you feel more aligned, you're able to take actions, surround yourself with people, draw in opportunities that are in alignment because they match your core values. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the most powerful ways to start realizing, what areas of your life need to be more like drawn more focus, right? Of like, these people are my people, or, I have a lot of history with this person, but they're not really serving me in the best way. I still love them. I can still love them, but maybe I should break away from that relationship as much as I have been involved in that relationship. Or this circumstance or these people, these opportunities don't serve me in the best way, and these do, I'm going to spend more time in this area. And so I think getting refocused on your core values, that makes you more aware of how you can step into alignment, and that draws you to your purpose, which draws you closer to your power.
Yes, girl.
Yeah.
So I think it's easy for people to be like, oh yeah, this is what I value, but they don't necessarily act on that value. You know what I mean? Like it's easy for it to be like, yeah, I value family, but they're working all the time, right? Or I value relationships, but they don't put any effort into them. You know what I mean? So it's like getting people to understand what they value, but also on a deeper level, getting people to understand how much action or lack of action they're taking into
Exactly.
that. Yeah.
I always have my clients, like, it's like a 3-part assessment. So it's like, I have a list of a lot of values, and you actually do a very similar core value assessment sheet as well. But I have a list of values. They rank their values, each one, right? And I have them pull out about 10 that is very important to them. And then out of those 10, they rate their action and how they are also receiving that in their life. So if family is, you know, a 9 on their scale of 10, and that's one of their top 10 values, if they're taking a 7 on family, right, an action, right, a 7 of action, so there's room for improvement, but it's not bad. If 7 is their action value, then they're receiving that back as like a 5 or 2 or 3, where their family isn't reciprocating that value to them, then they will feel out of alignment or unfulfillment in that particular value area. And so then it goes deeper into, okay, how can you create more of a connection within this value in your life? And sometimes that means communicating, like if family is one of those big things, it means communicating with the family members how important they are to you, how much you value them and love them, but how much time you want to spend with them. And maybe you can like start incorporating a family outing once a month, or Sundays you cook at home with your family, or something like that, where now you're taking mindful action towards incorporating this value more into your life.
I love that. And I think it's interesting because, you know, getting clear on where you're in alignment in your life, it's sometimes it could be like a woo-woo thought, like, oh, I'm out of alignment, right? But like this is a very concrete way to like see where you are actually misaligned and clear on the desire and then the actual action that needs to happen in order to do that, you know?
Yeah.
So would you say that's something that you could do to activate the goddess within, the goddess soul?
Absolutely. Whenever you're in alignment with yourself, you're going to act and operate from a place of clear-mindedness, but also very deeply rooted in being mindful within your body. So you're more connected with how things are feeling when you receive them, how things are feeling when you give them. You're more mindful of your energy systems. When you're more mindful of your energy, you can have a powerful and positive impact in everyone's life who surrounds you. And when you have that, that's when you start to draw in your tribe of people. That's when you start manifesting more opportunities and more money and more business clients or sales or whatever it is, because now you're operating from a place of deep alignment, mindfulness, clarity, and it's like that ripple effect into every other area of your life.
So good. So good. So Marie said, slowing down equals reconnecting to purpose equals moving forward with it. Love that.
Yep.
Yeah. Lynn Lou said, Shaken to Awaken.
Yay.
Danielle said, and now is the time to do this more than ever before. Time to go inward. You are so right, Kael.
Yes.
For sure.
That's what I love like about this beautiful moment is we are all now forced, like literally the whole world is forced to slow the fuck down. And it's like serenade me, baby. I wish I knew how to play the guitar, then we could have a dance session. Get the ukulele out.
To be able to play for a hot minute. Not really.
But yeah, like the whole world, we're all in the same boat together, and we have the two options. Like, are we gonna just like be lazy fucks and like sit around the house in our PJs? I mean, I pretty much sit around the house in my PJs every day, but you have the choice, like, be lazy and watch movies all day, which is okay, but don't do that this whole quarantine, right?
Yeah.
It's okay if you take a break away. We have a beautiful opportunity that things are a little bit more slowed down, more focused in a different sense.
I love it.
Or you can really use this and dive deeply into all the things that you've never really had time to do. Dive deep into yourself. We're constantly evolving as human beings. So I'm a completely different person who I was 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, last year this time, completely different person. My values may have even shifted a bit too. And
Your
so
values
I'm getting reconnected.
definitely change.
Yeah,
Yes.
getting reconnected with who I am now, understanding what is serving me best now, then I can start cultivating more of that now. And
Yeah.
so the whole effect of all of what's happening right now won't hit so hard long term.
Yes. So true. So, so true. And, you know, Kael helps women rise up by activating their goddess soul and do deep healing so they can get into their purpose. Like her business model is really like healing. Like course 1 is healing, and then course 2 is boss bitch rising, which is all about, you know, stepping into your boss bitch, building your business, having that support and all of that. And I share that with you, number 1, because she's bad bitch. Number 2, because like going back to like, is now the perfect time for you to be launching this? Yes, because the world, like you said, everyone has a pause right now. People that have been laid off of their jobs, they have a pause right now to go inward and to heal and to say, what's my true purpose? Where does my true power lie? Right? Where is my true value? Because my true value definitely doesn't have to be working for a company that doesn't light me the fuck up, you know? So it's
Right.
all about like, there isn't enough teachers like teaching this right now. I know it seems like there is because this is the world we live in, right? But there's not. So trust that, please.
Yeah, no, and I trust, like, even looking back over the last like 6 or 8 months, the course of events that have played out in my life, things happened when I didn't necessarily feel ready. But I'm like, this is happening. Like, this is just now's the time. It's happening now. And then I feel like all of that was kind of like building on top of each other into where we are now, which is weird to look back on it at the time. But now I understand, like, okay, these events had to play out like they did, because if they didn't, then shit would have been way fucked up, like, right now. And even like, I was supposed to be in Italy in 3 weeks, and that trip got canceled. And so I wasn't going to launch this course until like mid-May. And so I was like, but I wanted to launch it now. So it's like, okay, cool. Like, we have to shift that. Obviously it sucks we can't go. And then now these sequence of events, I'm like, well, hey, the universe wanted me to be here now. Here I am. Use me.
Yes, use me. I love it.
Yeah.
That's a goddess right there. Use me. Like,
Yeah.
let me be your instrument.
Absolutely.
Totally random, but I feel like this is very aligned with today and like this conversation. But I woke up this morning and I was like petting my dog, and Todd was next to me, and he looked at me. He's never said this before, ever, ever, ever. He's like, "Good morning, goddess."
I love it.
I was like, "What?" I was like, "How did you know?"
You felt the energy just beaming off of you. Yeah.
It was so funny. It was so cool. It was so
I
cool.
love it.
So thank you so much for sharing your love and your light with us and your goddess sexy self. So share with everyone. I know you have something really big coming up. Danielle said, I'm signed up for your Goddess Soul Awakening 3-day free days of coaching.
Yes.
You guys, get in on this. She'll drop it in the comments. Do you want to share a little bit about it?
Yeah. So tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm doing 3 days of my free coaching experience. And we're actually going to be diving into this stuff. So we're going to be talking about healing on day 1 and why healing is so important, how to cultivate more of it, and then also how to notice or recognize certain triggers in your life that you might have once ignored, and now we can become more aware of them so that we can put a stop to them, shift and frame your mindset, create healing in your life. Then day 2 is going to be talking about how to cultivate more confidence and how we can identify areas of our life that we need more confidence in, and why confidence is important moving into activating your goddess soul. And then that is what day 3 is about, all about activating your goddess soul, how you can recognize those traits that are in you already, put your purpose, your power, your faith into those, and really just like expand your impact and awareness and create huge shifts in your life, but also in the lives of other women as well.
Wow, so awesome. So she'll drop the link for you guys to enroll in her 3-day challenge. It's free coaching. So, I mean, let's be real about that. If you feel close to Coach Kael, hit her up. And then on Instagram, how can they find you?
Instagram is the Kael Collective. That's the_KAEL_collective with a K, but I'll also put that in the comments as well.
Awesome. So if you had a last nugget to share right now, I know you've dropped so many. What would it be? What's your last?
My last nugget would be just slow down a little bit, right? Be in the present moment right now. Where you are right now is where you're supposed to be. And in this moment, you have absolutely everything that you need. So don't think about tomorrow. Don't think about next week. Don't think about next month. Think about this moment right now and every single thing of your life, how perfect this moment is.
Yes. I feel it. I receive it. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. I hope that you loved it. I know that you did. If you loved it, let us know. And make sure you go follow Kael, show her some love on IG. If you need support around this, she's, amazing. She can support you. Just message her. Yes. And I'm really excited for everyone on the podcast who gets to listen to this as well. Danielle said, "Oh my God, I needed to hear that. All of this sounds amazing." Awesome. So glad. Yes, we love you. And so tomorrow, who do we have here? We have Lauren.
Yes.
Lauren, baby.
A luscious baby Lauren.
Wow, embodying and embracing resilience like a stripper. Woo!
Yes.
How to stay focused, centered, and abundant when times feel uncertain and anxious. So make sure you tune in tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. PST. Marie said, "You are such a light, Kael." Thank you.
I love you, Marie. Thank you.
All right, y'all. Have a great day, Facebook. We love you.
Happy Monday. Love you guys.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening to the Badass Manifestor podcast. I love manifesting Mondays with you, and there's so much more in store right here. The best way to manifest love is to give love. If you loved what you heard today, subscribe to the Badass Manifestor podcast. Leave a review on iTunes. Let me know how much you dig the energy here. All of my social is linked up in the show notes, so screenshot this episode, tag me on Instagram, and let me be part of your real-time journey. For more info on me, feel free to go to my website, manifestwithash.com. Repeat after me. I am my own power source. I am the master of my energy, and I deserve everything that I desire. Go get them.